Hello there, today we got an honest review of Sengoku Dynasty for version 1. Yes, version 1 is finally here. A lot of changes have happened in this game. It's not the same game as it was before with my other reviews, but the question still remains, is this game better than its predecessor, Medieval Dynasty? That would be a no. It's still not as good as that one there. The menu system is still horrible and childish, to put it bluntly. It's just crap. They really need to have somebody working on that system at the start, and they didn't do that, and I warned them about that a long time ago, but they don't listen to me. But why would they, right? They want to make a crappy game that looks nice. Go ahead. It's not too crappy anymore, though. With lots of the changes, it is a lot more convenient to play. Some of the things are still have an issue on there, like their lack of actually making the game actually run smoothly on lower end computers. That's another big issue. You get so many people, there's a problem with running the game. But as you can see, there's a new mansion buildings, there's new temple buildings that act as healers, and things like that. There's a whole new map system going on over here, so we can check that out there. The map is now divvied up into certain territories where you have these, mother lodes where you can actually farm stuff. So, for example, you start over here, you can actually mine copper. So yeah, don't build your base here if you can only get copper out of the mining thing. You want to make it maybe over here where you can get copper and tin, and then make a base over here for your first base as one of the places you might want to go instead of just having tin and bamboo, for example. So yeah, you can't get a lot of the other resources in this game that you could before. So you can't just go ahead and farm things like the premium conifers and clay anywhere you want, or the other premium trees and stuff like that. You have to actually take over these zones and have control of them. Some of them you can just build those special projects. That's what they do now, as they actually help you open up some of these territories. Some of it is just that, and some is just killing bosses. There's almost a boss in like every territory almost, where you have to go there to the thugs camp, the outlaw camp. It shows you bandit camp. It shows you where the camps are and things like that. The samurai camp is over here somewhere. That must be there. It is way over there. A good place to go at the start of the game. Now they do have a fast travel point at the temple now, but yeah, if you're not familiar with this game, there is fast travels in this game now. It costs you a little bit of money. It's not too bad. You can make that cost 0, and you can build as many fast travel points as you want if you take the talent in your talent tree, because you do have that on your character screen. Now this part hasn't really changed very much. You can just hold more. They got rid of the gloves actually, and they haven't really done anything with that yet. But you have different armor, like the samurai gear is like the best gear for armor, and it has a different poise system for their combat system. It's just it's just a bad system overall. But combat, they kind of force you to go in third person, and that's really bad combat style in my opinion. So I have to force it into first person, which makes it point blank and crappy. But yeah, we're talking about the character stuff on there. If you haven't been familiar with this game yet, now they actually have character development and a lot of perks and things like that you can do with your leadership and your craftsman perks to make yourself a little bit better. Your warrior perks. There's quite a bit of them over here, and lots of ways to level them up, type of a deal. You can get a way of the monk over there. Some more shrines. The shrines have changed, but they're still the same with the same buff that you get, which is like a 10% run speed for like a minute or two. It's definitely not long enough. It does stack now, and with the fast travel things you can build, you can build fast travel points. That's not done yet. I've used a bell for some reason. I don't want to waste a town bell on building that, but yeah, you can go over there and make these travelers outposts and put them anywhere you want on the map, so you can just fast travel to anywhere you want to go. But yeah, the building system is still basically the same. We still have we got mansion structures. Unfortunately, they don't snap, so you can build these walls and roofs and stuff like that and mansion passageways, but they don't snap. There's nothing on there, so I want to try to put like a passageway on here. I have to have like a super flat terrain because this doesn't line up on the height, and I can't change the height on this game. It's just really bad, building mechanics when you try to want to build like a walled-in mansion or something like that, and you can't really make something that looks nice, and it's just ugly as hell when you try and do it. You can try and find like the flattest place ever that's gonna be big enough to do something, and this is right here. It's not flat enough, but it sure looks like it's gonna be flat enough, but it's not. They've changed a whole bunch of other things in this game too, besides having all these recipes are unlocked in these areas. I had the map completely done, so you can't really see what recipes are unlocked, but you have to beat some of them, and then you get access to like a forge and the other system to make a leather and stuff like that. It's really not set up very well. The organization of it is not very good. So for example, you can get for this one right here, you can unlock the half bow, but you can't build one unless you have leather, which is a really another harder zone to actually get the item that you can actually make leather with. It's not really balanced out that well. So yeah, you can unlock things and just never be able to build them until way later in the game, especially with the second tier bow. It's kind of a bad organization system that they have going on there for yourself. But yeah, yeah, this zone here, for example, is not bad because you get this one right here. You get the, the iron and the paper trees and the fruit trees. It used to be so nice. You could just, harvest fruit trees anywhere you wanted to. You can go there and make combs that used to sell for like 80 gold. Now everything's rebalanced, so you're making no money at all off of selling stuff, basically. So traveling around to the merchants and bleeding them dry is with combs, you can do at the start of the game. You can't do that no more. It was a nice way to actually play the game and do that, but now they got rid of stuff like that. So just be aware that your farming things is just going to be just pick whatever you can produce a lot and just go with that. There's nothing really over the top special about any of the products that you can make. It's going to be all up to you in this game. But yeah, the whole basis of this game is to run around and build stuff and then organize your troops and stuff like that. You get the basic quests. They're not much change in there. They're pretty bad overall. But then there's your dynasty. A lot of things have changed in that, but they still have the same system right there. You get to see it. Now you can see what's produced and what's consumed. You have the priorities. There's no fast way to do priorities. For example, if you want to get rid of some of the foods on here, you have to go over there and check all the boxes off. For example, there's not just take everything off at once like other games would have. For example, some of these things get really high on how much objects you have to actually get rid of here. Maybe security is another big one, right? No, security jobs. What happened to there? They got rid of that too. They had a whole bunch of things over there. Luxury, I know this might be a big one. Yeah, lots of stuff in luxury items. You have to click all the stuff off, or they're going to use some of your good items for luxury in this game. So yeah, there's no problem with that in this game. But at least, for example, on the ice, which was a big issue before, at least that works properly now. But on your dynasty stuff right there, where you're putting on your jobs, that still doesn't work properly. 100% of the time. Let's go over there and show you some of the things you're going to be looking forward to in this game if you're going to try it out there. Let's go to the carpentry station and check that out there. So yeah, sometimes you're making planks or debarking logs. Your tool slot was changed to a log. That's still a bug in this game. Surprisingly, it changed it to a log, and you don't get the resources. This isn't the only place that this happens in this game. So you get lots of places where you're actually supposed to be collecting resources, and you don't actually get them, and you don't know because there's no log that shows you that you've actually collected resources. At the end of the day, in the start of the game there was no end of the day stuff, and before this game, all the changes to this game has gone over under. Before your dynasty was like town by town, but now it's just a global thing, which makes a little bit more sense. So you don't have to have you can put your towns anywhere you want and just have people doing the whatever job they want to do it. You can have one place making water and one place doing security. They don't have to be attached anywhere or anything like that. So yeah, you still have the freedom to do that and build your bases, but you're still stuck with building one base at the start until you hit level 7 on your stuff, and then you can build a second base, but then level 19 to actually get to your third base. And I'm not level 19 yet, which is surprising. So just to get your third, actually up to your 4th town bell. I got 3 town bells. So yeah, to get your 4th town bell, you need level 19 to do stuff. But if you're going to be starting this game like normal people would and get your copper and tin as a smart choice, you're still going to want ice. So you got to build a base in an ice stone, and then you're still going to want to get iron, and you want to get paper, and you want to get fruit trees and stuff like that. So you might want to build a base over in the temple region or any of these other regions. You're going to need iron and sand if you want to make the best gear in this game. So that's another base. So yeah, and if you made any bases, somewhere else, you just want to get iron early and have it farmed over there. But you have all these other issues. There's iron, sand, and clay you can get earlier on, I guess, because that's an easier base to kill. But yeah, there's a lot of guys to kill on some of those places you got to take over. But most of the time, the bosses can be easily cheesed by grabbing your bow and jumping on top of a building or some rocks or something like that, and trying to shoot down, because down doesn't actually shoot and doesn't work in this game, right? Can I jump on top of this? I guess you can't climb that one there. Most of the buildings that are about this high you can actually climb and just jump onto, but that's just a little bit too high, I guess. But yeah, that's the height range for you right there. So you have that. But yeah, it's just the management in this system that can be really bad. The special jobs in this game, they just work at the end of the year. So you have to go to your jobs, and then you'll find the special project jobs down at the end. I don't have any because they're all done. But you just go in there, and they have now before the maximum guys was like maybe 8 at one of them and 6 on some of the others. Now it goes up to 16 guys. So you have to go over here and click on your workplace and go over there and assign 16 people to those jobs. You want to do that at the end of the month type of a deal. So you actually collect your resources beforehand, then you do it after, so that for that day before you switch the seasons over, and then you build a project. But yeah, that's 16 guys for one project, and then you do it for the other projects too. Then you have to put them all back onto their jobs again, which can be a problem because this doesn't update at all on the mining post. know, if I take this guy off the work, for example, and then I put him back on, let's go find him. Oh, there he is right there. There he goes, back to work. No production at all. So there's no production at all. This doesn't go automatically. There's no max button right here. So there's no maximum button here. There's no bars that move. Like, what the hell is this? This is one of the downfalls of this game, is this system right here. It defaults to crap. Like, if it defaulted to full production, that'd be nice. What would be nice would be a button that hits, it goes automatically full, a slide bar, and a button that goes to halfway, because lots of projects you want to add two to. But you start adding 3 projects in a row to this, like if I wanted to add another one, hey, go collect some stone or something or whatever, and do whatever, you know, then we'll do that. And I can't tune the bar. I got to go manually hit the buttons one at a time. 200 times I got to do this. Yeah, is there a faster way to do this? No. There's not. This is garbage. Yeah, so they're still doing this garbage system. No one's working on quality of life. So yeah, you have to go over here and you're like, remove the recipe, go back in here, and then go over there. Hey, make iron again. There you go. Now you're making your iron. And hopefully the tool doesn't change to some random blog or something like that, so you're not actually getting anything. And you can't really easily check all this all the time because the job system is all over the place. Like, you can't even separate what towns our people are in, and that matters because if they're in a bed in some other town, they can't actually work in another town. So you have to switch their things, and there's nothing up here. It's not organized whatsoever. Like, you got a worker on this job. Can I, organize my jobs to farmer jobs and other jobs? But no, there's nothing to organize this here. It is just, it's what you get. It's utter crap. And of course, you can't work at all on your stuff. So yeah, it is pretty bad on that department right there. What you have for your game, but yeah, that's basically it. And it doesn't really tell you what the happiness does. You get your guys are really happy. I've gotten no production bonus for that, just a skill. That's what it. So yeah, that happiness isn't really affecting very much at the moment, or if it is, it's just not noticeable. So yeah, keeping your people happy, just maybe it's a negative effect. If you actually get into the negative, then there might be a problem then. Yeah, with other new buildings on there, I don't know what else new is there to show you on here for some of the buildings. The production buildings, they added a smithy and then they added a forge because now they added copper and tin. Yeah, that's one of the things I kind of glossed over there. Yeah, they have a copper and tin system now, and bronze, of course, for the bronze tools, which goes into the smithy, and then they have a small smithy that actually does that, and then you get a larger one in the forge that does the that works with the iron sand to make the next best metal in there. That's what you need for the mastercraft stuff now, not just steel as it was before. So now they added more work to do to get steel items on there. Well, not steel, the mastercraft. The steel is still iron and regular thing that they did before with that. But yeah, everything else is basically the basic system in this game. You got fishermen's huts and workman stuff and kitchens and paper making, and you got your brewery in there. That you might want to do that. That's why the ice thing is good. But yeah, all the stuff that you would have learned beforehand in the older videos that don't encompass version 1, everything is going to be different on the starting stuff like that because of these zones and what they actually unlock. The starting bases are going to be changing. It's going to depend on how you play your game and stuff like that. I got to do a whole other video on starting tips because of all the ways that this game has changed. Because you just can't make money like you make it before. You can't just just go ahead and build anywhere you want. With the fast travels at certain locations, you might not want to build there. For an example, you might want to go like, you may build your base on this island over here. Why not? You get the copper and the tin if you want to. Me, for example, I went over here and built it on the ice because I like to make the alcohol. It's a good amount of money, and there's an upgraded alcohol thing that you can get too that's worth a little bit more money on there. So they added another step to it, and of course paper making is still an intensive process for labor and stuff like that, but it's worthwhile to build these mansions. You need paper for that, and it's an expensive item in this game because it takes a while to make paper. Where's the beverages over here? So yeah, we got the regular sake, at 8, it sells for 18, and this upgraded shoki, I guess, a shoku, whatever it's called, is it's almost 24 to sell it, and then it's the same amount of resources to make it. It's just you unlock the zone that actually has this fermenter, you add it into the brewery, and you're making better stuff that you can go around there and sell. As you can see, I just haven't bothered doing that, but that's an easy process if you want to make money in this game. So I started over here, and I can start making the alcohol right away, and just have to have a farmer farming rice, and everything else you could just do manually yourself and just does it over time. You don't need workers on it. So it's one of those jobs that some of the jobs, for example, you need workers on there. there. Some of them you don't, and they can just do the stuff over time on their own. Like, on the paper hut has a couple things. Like, you can just run in here and stick the resources in now, right? So I can take it out there. I don't have to go in my inventory and take stuff out now. It's just if you're in your town and all the resources are there, it's a global thing. They automatically get put in there, which is nice. So that's a nice quality of life thing that actually is good about this game. But overall, I'm still going to give this game a 6 out of 10 right now. It was, an improved 6 out of a 10 for this game. Before it was like a 5 out of 10, but yeah, it's a 6 out of 10. It's playable. It's just too bad they just did any work on the actual lag effects of having extra people and visiting these bigger areas. Was quite a challenge for me on the bad computer, trying to go over there and kill the samurais in there when it's the frame rate's dropping down to like 5 frames per second. It's really bad, but you can easily kill that samurai guy. So yeah, if you're gonna play this game and start it over again, it's a whole new process. All the save games are obviously going to be trashed if you haven't played it. But if you're new to the game, it's worthwhile checking out, because it's better than the average 5 out of 10 game that's just playable and worth checking out. 6 out of 10 means it's getting close to the good department, but these issues I brought up in there still make it kind of sad to play overall. But yeah, running around in the third person, I don't like that. Like running around like this and trying to do the combat type thing when you're running around doing that. I like it when you can actually point and shoot and hit stuff. Sometimes it doesn't even do that. Like right now, like there, I'm shooting that way. If your character doesn't turn fast enough, you're not going to be aiming where your aim is. And even with the slow frame rates and how fast I like to move, the combat can be a challenge trying to do it in third person, which I don't like. That's why the first person, but you're like point blank and the guys are going through you on that. So yeah, it was made for third person, kind of for controllers too, and just sloppy in that department for the combat overall. And yeah, you can't look straight down in this game. This is not straight down, so yeah, you can't shoot straight down and shoot down over a ledge. That's the poor choice in the mouse's operating system, controller based crap that they did. I think that's a sloppy and bad thing that they did for this type of game. But there's the sloppy things, and they made the graphics look good. I can't do the graphics part justice, obviously, with the slower computer and being in a town with a whole bunch of guys. This just started getting laggy because I added more people in here. We can check out how much people we have in this village. 14. So maybe I think 12 was okay. Then as soon as they get more than 12, it started to lag up. Of course, my first village has 26 people, and that's even laggier than this. But it plays normally when I'm like out of a town area, and that's not so big. So I could make more towns, obviously, and play it that way. But yeah, I don't want to. I'm pretty much done, I guess. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna do a tips video on getting started. It's just gonna have more detailed stuff in there, I guess, and what I explained here for what this game is all about. So hopefully you got enough information what this game is like now, and if it's worth checking out. Once again, if you already had it and say, okay, I don't want to play this game, it's kind of boring and garbage. Now you got this new update, and there's a lot of different things you can do. It's a whole new game that you have to start over again to be able to play. And yeah, you could have some fun doing that. Basically, you run over here to the samurai camp and steal all his loot, and then there you go. you have the best armor in the game right at the start. It's just a long run. You can do that in day one. But there you go. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.